basically Gregor, the other producer, called me up, said there's an interesting movie. I have one to pitch to you called Tetris. I sort of thought, I knew the game, I didn't know the story. Read the script and I thought it was fantastic. And I thought it was a really great story about a very an unknown story about a very well-known game, and that got me excited. So and it was a brand, and I felt it was a movie that people would enjoy and be interested in. Well, Taron is a good friend of mine. Obviously, we've now made. I should know how many movies we made. Maybe 5 together, and I thought of Taron when I read it because these are characters that have traits which are slightly questionable for likability, but he can take that and sometimes do pretty outrageous things, but you still like him, and that's for me that's the definition of a movie star as well, which I think he has become one, and he plays the role as I couldn't imagine anybody else playing the role as well as he does. It's probably easier for me to be involved in a movie set in the 80s because it was the time where culture and I was absorbing it. So I obviously love 80s music, fashion, film, probably because I was 13 and this was fresh, new, and exciting. So recreating that feeling wasn't hard for me or to. John's the same age, so John can talk about this more than I can. But that's why I sort of mandated we had to have electronic music, had to use music from the time. The clothing, I could look at it and go, no, that's a cliche. Because the problem is there was the reality, and then there's the cliche of what people think the 80s were. So we were trying to keep it into the because I was there, I could say that looks stupid or not. I've always been a producer, and I think it's important for my sake and the people I work with, just to remind us that movies can be made for smaller budgets, and I like to break talent. So a lot of the crew that we put onto Tetris, Tetris was a big movie for them. These smaller films I do for a training ground and to give me muscle memory of that. It's important that, at the end of the day, making a movie is a camera, script, actors, and when you get into big budget stuff, you tend to forget that.